Planning your growth roadmap is an art. It's an art of prioritizing, of defining which step you want to do after one another in order to reach your goal in the end. Again, how would this look like for our case study, Monday.Rocks? How could we get results as soon as possible without just building some fanfare, super fancy analytics setup, a funnel that might or might not work? We want to get results now while balancing that with caring for the long-term goals of the company. Right now for Monday.Rocks, I would really focus on generating that lead magnet number one. The only thing that is currently available is the making an appointment for a sales call, essentially. But what we need is something that provides value, that requires less commitment, to get people interested and to filter those people that are really caring about team development. Another thing that we have already started on is to set up the basic retargeting campaigns. Retargeting means that once people have been on the website or interacted with our social media profiles, they keep on hearing from us through banners and videos throughout the web, which is really cheap to do, but which gives you like the omnipresence of that remarketing does. Like, you can't escape the brand anymore. Yeah, you might have made the mistake of shopping on Zalando. You will never get rid of the banner ads for a long while. So doing that in the right dose, not to annoy people, but to do it in a really nice and sophisticated B2B style way. And we have to get some basic prospecting campaigns. Prospecting is pretty much the other side of the coin to remarketing. Remarketing focuses on the people that you already had contact with, and prospecting tries to get fresh new people into your funnel for retargeting later. And this could be done through search ads, for example, people searching for relevant team development and training terms. They might be interested in a team analytics software as well. And what we got to do is to get the basic analytics set up right. That means to have like Google Analytics, maybe Facebook and LinkedIn pixels set up in a GDPR friendly way. And setting up the ability to see what people are doing that come from the lead magnet or the campaign, and to see what is actually happening in each step of the customer journey. And then later, and what I would push back now until those 4 points are done at the top, is the very important but very time-consuming topic of content marketing and SEO, email sequences in your CRM, and the more advanced prospecting campaigns through multiple channels. They are all very important to do over time, but when I build the roadmap, I try to define, okay, what can I get done in the first month? Yeah, so I can hopefully see results very quickly. This is not always happening. There is no guarantee for it, but I choose the steps that have the highest probability of resulting in real world results. So think about what that would be for your own startup, for your own business. What are the result producing experiments that you can start this week or today that would get you there? And having a good lead magnet on a good landing page with some remarketing campaigns, it's really hard to go wrong with that recommendation. All right, so we said that we want to go for the paid marketing channel. And let's build that system out a little bit more. Again, we played with some numbers. Let's go through them again. We are spending 3,000 euros on paid advertising, on LinkedIn preferably in this case, and we get about 600 visitors. Don't be surprised by the high cost per visitor. It's 5 euro to get a visitor to your website. On LinkedIn, it can easily be 12 euros. Yeah, it's not a cheap platform for cheap clicks, but it's a platform that in B2B has an unmatched targeting system. So what you get there are pretty high quality people. Of course, it's no guarantee for them to work. It's still a high investment. And you can only do this if you have a high value product on the other hand, and the potential for an even higher value upsell. So what do we expect? For the 600 visitors, hopefully 50 people, less than 10%, are convinced, get that lead magnet, want an appointment, are interested. And 8 of those 50 people are going to buy the team analytics software for about 500 euros. Some take the lower priced one, some the higher priced version. We end up at a rough average shopping cart size of 500 euros. And that gives us 4,000 euros in cash. That would be a really fun game to play as often as we could. Right now, the focus is on getting that done once a month. Yeah. All right. So let's start building that up. Now that we have made the decision to build that initial funnel, we now have to get all of the ideas, all of the to-dos into our growth board. A growth board is something that I use to always have the next most important thing that needs to be done very clearly structured. Maybe you're familiar with some agile software development methods or Kanban methods in general. What I like to do is, let me show you. By the way, you can download this at getpirateskills.com/growth management. This is just a Trello board. You can just take a screenshot, or you can copy the whole Trello board into your own account. If you like that, if you work in Asana, keep using Asana and just create a board there. So the first thing that I want to do is to very clearly write down the goal. It's maybe hard to read here, so let me read it for you. The goal on this fictional Kanban board is to increase the traffic to users to 100 people per day. Yeah. We could also put in the 30 sales per month, or we could pick up the goal from the slide before that. How many leads did we have here? Like the roughly 50 leads. I think this would be a good time to focus on that kind of goal at the moment. So having that very, very clearly on your growth board on the left-hand side always helps when you generate ideas to more easily evaluate what's working and what's not working. And what I do then, here, this is number 1. And number 2 would be then to just brainstorm like crazy ideas. What would get me 50 leads? What do I need to do? Don't go for quality. Don't discuss ideas yet. Have everybody in your team add ideas on what could work. And make sure that you also ask the people who are a bit more quiet on your team to add some ideas as well. Then you pick like up 5 to 10 ideas where you really think like that feels good. Then you start prioritizing those ideas into a very clear order in which you want to realize them. Then you put them into experiments every week. You look at the board, you see like what is the next most important experiment that I can do, and then you are very transparent with the results and share it with your team. This was working, this is not working, and this is absolute part of the growth strategy. You need to become much more agile in your marketing. You can't just write every day a social media post and expect stuff to happen. You have to look which kind of posts are working. Should I even be writing posts, or should I use my time for something much more valuable? Yeah, and you have to make that decision. Cool. So since I said that not all the ideas we have to realize that funnel are created equal, you have to have a way to prioritize them. And one way that was popularized by Sean Ellis is the ICE method. ICE stands for Impact, Confidence, Ease. Every idea has a certain impact on your goal. You have to have your goal burning in your mind. 50 leads per month, I need those. If I do LinkedIn ads for 3,000 euro, how high is the impact or how do I believe is the impact on that goal. If I compare that to, for example, building like 10 articles to generate SEO for that, this doesn't have impact on my goal to generate 50 leads within the next like 4 to 12 weeks. Yeah, that would be a 6 to 9 months strategy. The second part is confidence. So how confident am I that the 3,000 euro invested in LinkedIn ads are actually going to produce the result? And then I'm thinking, like, if I would have to give it a percentage of probability in my mind that it works. So I would probably say impact on a scale from 1 to 10 is probably an 8 or 9. Confidence would be a bit less certain, maybe a 6. And ease to launch it. Ease is how hard is it or how expensive is it to realize that. So I have the 3K, I know how to do LinkedIn ads. I essentially have to build the main funnel, but that's not the part of that experience that I want to rate for ease. It's pretty easy to set up a LinkedIn campaign once you have done it a couple of times. So I would probably give it an 8. So we have an 8 or 9 on the impact, a 6 on confidence, and an 8 on ease. So this is a high priority item. If you rate all of your ideas that you have, you will notice that you have a lot of shitty ideas. That is that area. Then you have some mediocre ideas, and sometimes you find this golden nugget and it's a star and it rocks. I personally lost the confidence in my ability to predict which one out of 20 ideas is going to be the one that's going to work. I've decided that I go for the one that I think is most likely based on data and instinct. And I rely much more on the systematic experimentation and going through those ideas to find the one than just to hope that yes, the next one, that's going to be the one. It requires some patience, but it gets you to where you want to go at a much higher chance. So we prioritize them, and now we need to keep improving the speed and the quality of our insights. And this usually works like this. You generate ideas, you prioritize them, you test them, you analyze. In your analysis, you see this didn't work, this did work. Let's do more of what worked and do less of what didn't work. Now we have new ideas. We prioritize them, test them, and analyze them. After a while, a couple of sprints that I usually do weekly, you are such an expert for your audience and your product that it's really hard for external experts to compete with you. So, and this is what I keep on trying to teach people. You have to build the mental models and the expertise for yourself inside your own teams. Maybe use some people to get yourself set up, but then try to understand and generate the insights. You have a much higher incentive to make your product and audience successful than anybody else. So just rely on that. All right. The last point I always do is I make a very simple weekly performance review. Usually like Monday or Friday, I set up a table like this, and this could be data from Monday.Rocks. It is not data from Monday.Rocks, but this is pretty realistic results that I estimate for the upcoming weeks. So let's go through this. Let's spend, let's say, 900 euro on week 4. We get now we want to track the ad spend. We want to track the CPC, which is how much did we spend per click. This is €5.32. Then the click-through rate. This is how many people actually click on the ad that has been shown, 1.7%. And we generate 137 visitors on our landing page. 7.5% of those visitors become leads. Those leads are 10. And we have a cost per lead of 89 euros, which is expensive, but at least we got leads. Yes, we closed the first sale 1 out of 10 could be better. Yeah, but hey, we got our first sale. Let's be happy about that. We have a cost per sale of 913 euros. We spent 500 euros in our own time, which leaves us a ROAS of 54%. So we spent 100 euro and we made 54 back. Not a great result, but a start. Yeah, we have to start somewhere. You cannot expect that your first weeks of experimentation is immediately going to be profitable. If that is true for you, you're going to be up and running against some really tough competition, because if other people find out how easy it is to make money in that niche, they will hammer into that niche and you will not have such great numbers anymore. I like to be profitable on day one, of course, but I like to have a way to earn it. So you see that after the first week, after week number 4, in week 5, we already see some improvements. We now see that we spent some more money, of course, but the ads got a bit cheaper. We got more visitors. We got an improved conversion rate because we changed some stuff on the landing page. We are now down to 70 euro per lead, and we are actually having 2 sales, which gets us a ROAS of 88.7, pretty close to break even. Breaking even is the most wonderful feeling in the world for a growth marketer, especially if it did not happen from the beginning. There is so clearly a time before and after break even. You wouldn't be able to understand if you haven't lived through that change period. Once you have broken even, you don't have an ad budget anymore. You just try to spend as much money and to be as profitable as possible, and to impact and reach the most people. Until you are profitable, you're always like, oh, advertising, that's such a big cost. I don't want to spend more than 1,000 euro per month, me. No, after you have broken even, it's like, shit, how can I spend $1,000 per day? Yeah, let's look at a positive development in week 12. So now we are spending more money because we have broken even. So we are not anymore under the rule of 3,000 euro per month. So we can spend 2,456 euros per week. No problem at all. We pay a little bit less in CPC. We get better click-through rates because we now understand what our audience is actually interested in terms of ads. We made some more improvement and got better lead magnets, and 10% of the people are actually signing up who land on our landing page. Our leads are now down to 52 euros. We make 7 sales, and we have a cost per sale of 351 with an average basket size of still 500 euros. So we didn't even improve on the basket size. Yeah, and now you can see that we have a return of advertising spend of 142, which is well on the way to our 6-month goal of 175. This very simple performance review, and I even update those numbers manually, like for my own business, every week, or build like a data studio, something that updates that. It's such a clear view of what is really happening. And facing reality once a week is essential to make fast progress. And this is how I start every growth session. Like, how did the last week go? Here we go. Let's look at the numbers. And then you go eat, sleep, grow, repeat, and keep going through that cycle. Optimize your growth map, optimize your content, your funnel, your analytics, your traffic, your conversion rate optimization methods and tools. And that's just an ongoing cycle that just helps you to become like a machine for your own audience and your product. And I really hope that this case study from Monday.Rocks, and thank you again, Monday.Rocks, for letting us share this case study, helped you to make it more concrete and apply it to your own business. Cool. So if that was helpful at all, please do me a favor and sub on the YouTube. Please help us out, share it with some friends, and just force them to press that sub button. I'd totally go for that. Thank you for that. So that's it. We talked about what a growth strategy is, how to set the right goal, how to draft the marketing funnel. And in this video segment, it was all about planning a growth roadmap. That leaves us open for the grand Q&A, which you can add your own question if you're watching this live.